good to see everyone. Welcome back to Buck and Bay Ray Smith's YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here. It's the morning time, and I've got a crazy day ahead of me, so I want to pound out I want to share this following this stub with you, friends. Do you remember the last video? I ran out of gas at about, that's close to 50-foot stem, friends. That was probably a 50-foot stem. I felt like I walked down that tree 50 feet. It's tall. And I knocked a top out of it and a couple pieces of firewood and I think 2 chunks. So that would be 45, 50 feet left on that stem, and it's got to go down in a tight, narrow gap. It's flat, which is good, but friends, I've seen them jump. I've seen the butts go winging over to the side. I've seen guys get knocked by them. I've seen things get hit in buildings and cars and boats and fences, and I've seen it all through the years, friends. So I just take the precautions to leave a flat lay for something like that. That's why I asked Luke to move that. Friends, I've had chunk outs where each chunk has to be moved and every chunk had to go in the exact same place instead of laying them out like flew, flap, side by side. We've done that too, but many times. But sometimes you've got one spot and the groundmen, the ground technicians, I like to call them, they'll scurry in and they'll move each piece, and the next piece goes in the exact same spot, or it's going to jump, because if it hits the next piece, the last piece, it's going to flip, flop, and fly and jump and go all over the place. So this is kind of a scenario, but I do want to share this, how I cut this tree up with you, pardon me. So I'm going to clear a little space, probably buck that stem I fell, because I wasn't sure if he wanted it bucked, but he does. So this is Pavarotti, and I'm just cutting a stump down. And enjoy, friends. Life is very busy right now, and I'm doing my very, very best to get up the content as quick as I can. Hello to my new members. I love you. Thank you. Enjoy, friends. So friends, I kind of want to do these voiceovers a little bit because you really don't know what I'm doing, but I want you to look at the stance. Look at my back. I'm basically just running saw. I'm building a lay and mitigating potential problems for when this stem is going to come almost to that little cedar stem behind me there. It's tall. I'm sending it in between the fence and the building, and I'm just smacking down this thing here. Obviously you got to bend down to cut this thing, but you'll notice as I run saw, notice my back and my posture, my arms, my legs. Look where the saw is. So if you're getting into running a power saw and you want to, run a power saw for a living or just run a saw, people always ask me about the long bar scenario. Well, just have a gander at how I pack the saw and my arms and my body language. So all I'm doing, friends, is making a judgment call of how tall this thing is. I don't believe I bucked this whole log up. I don't think I do. I'm not going to show you if I do, but I believe I stop here now. And I think I'd buck it all up. Regardless, I'm making a lay for this big stem coming in. So, friends, sights are real, okay? The sights on your saw are real, especially if you run professional saws. And there's lots to this, friends. There really is. You can willy-nilly it, but your Dutchmans are going to get you in a spot like this. Your little unclean undercuts and your little whipsy-doos, they're going to get you. I've seen stems jump, swing right around on the stump with these dirty undercuts.
I'm not going to leave this shut off too long because it's hard to start sometimes in the heat. This is great and it'll work perfect, but if I want it to be extra perfect, I take another blast off the top so this never closes down until it hits the ground. So I'm actually going to pull a piece off the top right now. There's nothing can inhibit its travel. Nothing. No closing and slapping and jumping. It will literally, it'll be on the ground almost by the time it closes up. And this is for shooting gaps. And another way good shooting gaps is the notch, which basically this is, and you open up, it's an old school thing. But anyways, let's send this 40-footer in there. It's gonna end up close to that little cedar thing there, Luke.
Okay.
You see that firewood pile back there? I got possible kickback back there, so I just go and, actually, very much so, there's kickback. So I just clear a couple pieces of firewood out of there so my tip doesn't pick up the kickback zone.
I guess no, it's late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go home.
Well, the sun is coming up, friends. And I like to, when I feel that there's something perhaps not super entertaining, but yet educational for people that have been tuning into this channel for so long, I take the time to share it because these are simple techniques that they're going to save you. They're gonna, we all get all get busy and tired and spent at the end of the day, and that narrow undercut, and we think we'll just cut it off the stump as it's going, and it jumps sideways, and we go, why didn't we just, the shortcuts, they always sting us, friends. It's the shortcuts, and that could go in any game you're in. They have for me. It's always been the shortcuts that sting me. So anyway, just a huge gratitude-filled thanks for everybody that comes to this channel still through all these years and watches me do my thing. This channel's not always been about undercuts and backcuts, but it's been a big part of it, and it will still be. But there's more important things in life than undercuts and backcuts and power saws and axes. There's the spirit world, the soul, and the fact that we're all sharing this place together. And we've got an opportunity in the space of time, perhaps 80 to 100 years, if we're lucky, God willing, to build together or fight. So I'm working on the other one, loving each other and lifting each other, and because we're all one. That's how it is. I don't get into politics, but I know that there's some interesting things happening at this present time. But just remember, you are in charge. You're in charge of how you react and how you respond. God give you that thing, that free choice and that free will to think and do and act as you please. So don't act a fool. Just take a deep breath. This stuff's been going on for thousands of years, and it'll continue to. This is what love looks like. This is what peace looks like right now. We're on our way there, you see. I love you, friends. Work hard, be honest, and be kind, and get out of yourself and help someone out. Over and out.